Hello everyone, I'm Anas Al Ubaidi, and this is session 11 or lecture 11 within chapter 24 of the Advanced Medical Science Liaison and Medical Monitor Certification course program by CCRPS. The chapter is about conceptual and theoretical monitoring, while the topic for the session is about monitoring of drug wisdom and drug insight interaction trials. Introduction. Definition. As drug wisdom interaction trials assess how drugs interact with information processing and perceptual mechanisms such as cognition, decision making, or complex problem solving abilities. Drug insight interaction trials focus on how drugs influence abstract thinking and self reflection, such as awareness, learning patterns, and creative thinking. Key points. Drug wisdom interaction. Again, the definition of drug wisdom interaction as drug wisdom interaction investigates how drugs modify critical cognitive functions such as judgment, reasoning, and problem solving. Trials in this domain evaluate treatment effectiveness for conditions where these skills are impaired or need enhancement. And here's a diagram summarizing the cognitive enhancement and decision making modulation. As here we have cognitive enhancement, we have advanced decision making modulation, and in common area we have cognitive therapeutics personalization. Continuing as key focus area, A, cognitive enhancement or restoration. Many current therapeutics aim to improve cognitive degeneration from conditions like Alzheimer's or enhance problem solving capacities for disorders such as ADHD. As, for example, a cognitive enhancer trial assessing shifts in complex reasoning patterns, measured using executive functioning tasks like the Wisconsin card sorting test, found significant prefrontal cortex activation improvement during neuroimaging. Advanced decision making modulation as drugs targeting decision making pathways may positively or negatively influence risk evaluation, impulse control, and overall judgment. As, for example, a trial investigating a dopamine agonist showed improved decision making speeds under low pressure scenarios, but disruptions in impulsivity control. Personalization in cognitive therapeutics, monitoring individual variations, exploring baseline brain activity or pre existing intellect levels allows for tailoring drug therapies specific to patient profiles. As, for example, problem solving drug effectiveness varied significantly between participants with normal cognition versus mild cognitive impairments, necessitating subgroup analysis. Drug insight interaction. The definition for drug insight interaction, on the other hand, emphasizes the reflection, abstraction, and metacognition aspects of neurocognitive functioning. This includes evaluating drugs' impact on awareness, emotional regulation, or therapy driven insights. The key focus areas, but prior to proceeding with the key focus areas, as here we have a summarized diagram on exploring drug insight interactions in therapy as drug insight interaction, emotional insight regulation, creative thinking and learning enhancements, and then self reflection and abstract thinking. Emotional insight regulation as the key focus areas for drug insight interaction. Emotional insight regulation. Several cognitive supporting drugs foster better emotional processing, contributing to individual insight. As, for example, participants on an emotional enhancement psychotropic drug during grief therapy demonstrated accelerated emotional breakthroughs measured via therapy assistant video analysis. Creative thinking and learning enhancements, on the other hand, here, another key focus area, the drugs influencing dopamine and serotonin pathways can modulate learning capacity and the expression of creative insights under trial situations. As, for example, a trial for a serotonergic modulator assists its effect on creative problem solving using subjective surveys and spontaneous creative task analysis. Self reflection and abstract thinking, enhancing individuals' understanding of events, comprehension of consequences, and reflective behaviors, are key endpoints for drugs targeting patient therapy outcomes. As, for example, a psychotherapy enhancing drug study matched functional neuroimaging, increased prefrontal connectivity with participant reported self reflective insights during therapy. Patient safety during trials, a framework for neurocognitive safety assessment. Neurofocused drugs often target intricate mental systems, which can lead to unpredictable side effects such as confusion or hallucinations. As, for example, a working memory enhancer demonstrated mild confusion effects in elderly populations when extended beyond therapeutic dosage durations, prompting safety focused trial adjustments. Key actions for monitoring safety ensure safety risks like impaired judgment are monitored using psychometric tools or behavioral observations. Screen pre existing conditions or contraindications such as neurodegenerative history for avoiding unexpected drug cognition side effects. And here's a summarized diagram on navigating neurocognitive safety in drug trials. As here we have neurocognitive safety assessment, monitoring safety risks, screening pre-existing conditions, example of safety focused adjustments. Continuing with the patient safety during trials, uh, as it is done with the summarized diagram right here. Next, we have data integrity and wisdom and insight assessments. Challenges in cognitive data reliability. Cognitive trials often merge subjective measures, as, for example, participant reported skills with objective tools like brain scans or electrophysiological measures. Maintaining consistency and accuracy requires rigor. As, for example, real time subjective decision making task results were verified against simultaneous theta brainwave coherence in EEG for cross validating neuroconnective changes. Validation techniques for reliable outputs used validated cognitive testing tools such as the Stroop test for consistent implementation. Deploy neuroimaging modalities to correlate self reports with observable brain activity. And here is a summarized diagram on balancing subjective consistency and objective accuracy. As here we have subjective measures on the left, on the right, objective tools. Subjective measures on the left, consistency in reporting, while accuracy in measurement on the other side, on the right side of the objective tools. Tools and advanced techniques. Cognitive testing batteries, comprehensive psychometric tests measure cognitive endpoints such as problem solving, insight awareness, or abstract thought performance. As, for example, the Tower of London test tracked problem solving skill enhancements across dosing conditions during ADHD trials. And here's a diagram summarizing the categorization of cognitive and neuroimaging tools. As we have Tower of London test, EEG monitoring and mindfulness, fMRI slash PET, PET, and insight studies. As on the right, we have neuroimaging techniques. On the left, cognitive testing. In the bottom, real-time monitoring. On the top, comprehensive analysis. Continuing with the tools and technique or advanced tools and techniques or tools and advanced techniques, we have functional neuroimaging, fMRI slash PET, PET. Pinpoints areas of brain activation during insight-related activities. As, for example, functional imaging revealed increased connectivity between prefrontal and limbic areas in nootropic drug trials, enhancing therapy-driven insight gains. EEG monitoring technology provides real-time neural activity assessment related to decision-making or reflective cognition tasks, as, for example, enhanced alpha-beta synchronization linked to reflection states was observed during mindfulness simulative insight drug evaluations. Summary tables. Next, we will revise what we have covered through this lectures through some summary tables, as the next tables will summarize are tables to summarize what we have covered through this lecture. We have table on key components of monitoring, component description, key actions, example, outcome. Components, we have patient safety, data integrity, protocol adherence, regulatory compliance, cognitive measurement. Table on steps to effective monitoring, as we have the step, objective, key actions, example, outcome. Steps, we have site selection, risk-based monitoring, data review, reporting, and feedback integration. Table on tools and techniques for monitoring, tool, technique, function, key features, example, advantages. As tools or techniques, we have cognitive assessment batteries, functional neuroimaging, electrophysiological measures, digital cognitive platforms, centralized monitoring systems. We have table on examples of successful monitoring, scenario, challenge, solution, outcome. As scenarios, we have memory enhancing drug, nootropic drug trial, advanced problem solving skills in ADHD, psychotherapy drug study, abstract reasoning research. Now here we have a table on memory consolidation examples, component or technique, application example, benefit delivered. As components slash techniques, we have cognitive assessment tools, functional neuroimaging, risk-based management, RBM, electrophysiological measures, digital cognitive platforms. Next, we have application table, scenarios for each scenario, key principle applied, key actions, timeline, and what to watch out for. As scenarios, we have monitoring, problem solving, improvements in ADHD patients during nootropic trials, assessing abstract reasoning development through memory enhancing drugs, identifying adverse effects such as confusion during psychotropic drug testing. We have measuring reflective thinking enhancements after drug administration using EEG, monitoring creative problem solving capabilities in ADHD participants using therapeutic agents, identifying subtle memory impairments during trials for cognitive boosters, ensuring informed consent comprehension for neurocognitive therapies, refining trial protocols for abstract thinking medications. Continuing with scenarios, we have tracking decision-making improvements in nootropic drug trials, enhancing emotional self-awareness during psychotherapy drug trials, evaluating dose-related cognitive effects in memory-enhancing drug trials, improving safety oversight for wisdom-focused cognitive enhancers, testing self-awareness improvements using psychometric tools in reflective thinking trials, centralizing data insights for multi-tier neurotherapy assessments. Next, we will revise what we have covered through this lecture through some MCQs, multiple choice questions. Question 1, what is the primary purpose of drug wisdom and drug insight interaction trials? A, to study brain toxicity caused by multiple doses of neurotherapies. B, to evaluate cognitive and reflective functions affected by drugs. C, to analyze metabolic changes in response to drug therapies. Or D, to explore genetic predispositions influencing drug metabolism. So the most correct answer between the four options would be B, to evaluate cognitive and reflective functions affected by drugs, as these trials focus on assessing how drugs impact cognitive abilities such as problem solving and self awareness or reflective thinking, ensuring a better understanding of their effects on advanced brain functions. Question 2, which component ensures that adverse cognitive effects are monitored? Is it A, protocol adherence, B, patient safety, C, regulatory compliance, or D, data integrity? So for any trial, one of the four components, there is one component ensures that adverse effects are monitored. And this applies to any trial, not only the adverse cognitive effects, not only these kind of trials, but any kind of trial. And the answer would be B, patient safety. As patient safety involves monitoring side effects like confusion or hallucinations, which are critical to ensuring trial participants are not harmed while maintaining accurate insights into drug impacts on cognitive systems. Question 3, which tool is most effective for measuring improvements in decision-making abilities during drug wisdom interaction trials? Is it A, EEG for tracking brain activity patterns, B, the Wisconsin card sorting tests for advanced reasoning, C, online cognitive training modules, or D, daily self reported improvement logs from patients. So, the most effective for measuring improvements in decision making abilities during drug wisdom interaction trials would be B, the Wisconsin card sorting test for advanced reasoning, as the Wisconsin card sorting test is a validated cognitive assessment tool specifically designed to measure problem solving and decision making skills, key to monitoring drug efficacy in wisdom related trials. Question 4, why is RBM, risk based monitoring, particularly critical in these trials, in any trials? Because of the same reason that would apply in these kind of trials and any other kind of the trials, which is it A, it focuses on reducing the trial's duration, B, it directs resources toward high risk populations such as the elderly, C, it eliminates the need for cognitive assessment batteries, or D, it replaces the need for trained clinical investigators. Again, the same reason, the same purpose for any trial, not only these trials. And here the answer would be B. It directs resources toward high risk populations, as for instance, elderly, as RBM enables targeted monitoring of high risk cohorts, such as participants with neurodegenerative disorders or age related vulnerabilities, ensuring their safety and properly understanding the drug's impact on cognition. Question 5, what is the role of functional neuroimaging in drug insight interaction trials? Is it A, to simplify informed consent documentation, B, to track brain activity changes linked to reflective thinking improvements, C, to eliminate variability in patient recruitment processes, or D, to enhance patient retention in trial groups? So the answer here would be B, to track brain activity changes linked to reflective thinking improvements, as functional neuroimaging techniques like fMRI help track changes in specific brain regions, such as increased connectivity in decision making areas, providing a clear understanding of how drugs enhance reflective and insightful thinking. And here we come to end of this lecture. Thank you very much and goodbye.